Radiant Black, issue number 7 from Image Comics. So thankfully, this issue goes back to the main story. So no more origin stories, at least for now. We go back to where we left off from issue number 5. And I couldn't be more happier for that. For anyone who doesn't know, Marshall has taken over as the Radiant Black from Nathan. Nathan is currently in a hospital and he is on life support, critical condition. He could possibly die. Marshall then came across Red, fought her, discovered she was a female before he can finish her off. Radiant Yellow and Radiant Pink showed up and basically said like, hey, like there's a being out there that wants to kill us and he's tougher than all of us. We got to work together. And then that issue ended right when the being showed up. And then issue number 6 was Radiant Red's origin story. So we start off where issue number 5 left off. So all the Radiants are together. The being shows up and shoots a blast at them. And basically we get a fight scene between all of them. And the Radiants all team up to try to take this being out. But this being is too strong, too powerful, too fast. And even with all of them working together, they are just getting their butt kicked. We see a scene where it rushes at Marshall with this light sword, and right before it can slice him, Marshall falls through a portal and wakes up in Tokyo, where the other Radiants are at. And basically, this is Radiant Pink's power. Radiant Pink's power is that she can teleport herself as well as other beings wherever she wants, but it's really taxing. It really drains her. And basically said, like, I had to jump us, meaning her and Yellow, from Sydney to Chicago, and then from Chicago to now Tokyo in like 2 minutes. So like she's pretty much exhausted. And before Marshall can get into another argument with Radiant Red, he's like, all right, like this. He's told that this being that's after them keeps showing up. So it won't be long before it shows up at their destination. Like it knows how to teleport as well. So Marshall uses his powers to levitate things, and he levitates the Radiants, and he takes them off towards the mountains. He wants to get them away from the city because there's a lot of people there, and he doesn't want to have some kind of fight with this creature or this entity or this. Maybe it could possibly be another Radiant. Maybe it's this series version of Radiant Green. Who knows? Of the Green Ranger, I should say. But anyways, he wants to take them somewhere where they can, if they have to fight, they don't have to worry about civilian casualties. Along the way, Marshall is kind of arguing with Red. He's like, like, what's your deal? Why the hell did you, go after my friend? And Radiant Red's like, like, I didn't mean to hurt him. I was just trying to scare him. That's all you need to know. And Marshall is like, no, that's absolutely not all I need to know. Like, you robbed multiple banks. You found Nathan. And, like, why did you came for us? Like, we didn't go after you. You came for us and you put my best friend on life support. And he's probably never going to wake up. So, like, unless you want me to drop you, you're going to have to answer to me. And I was like, good. Like, I like this. I like the fact that Marshall's not being a pushover. Radiant Red went after your friend. Like, she tracked him down, located him. And even if she was trying to scare him, she went way overboard. Like, she brought a building down around him. She threatened to kill him and his family. Like, even if that, like, you could have just left him alone. You wanted to rob banks, you can go rob banks in some other city where Nathan's not going to be able to find you. But instead, you went looking for trouble and you went looking for Nathan. So I like the fact that Marshall, like, has some balls on him. And he's not like, oh, she's a female, I'm going to go easy on her. He's like, no, like, you went and tried to kill my friends. The only reason I'm not killing you right now is because we have this other entity that's way too powerful trying to kill us, and we need to work together until we stop them. But, like, me and you were not finished. And I was like, good. Like, I started this series disliking Marshall because I felt he was an annoying character, and it seemed like he was constantly trying to antagonize people. Like, in the very first issue, he was antagonizing the cops who were not doing anything terrible. Like, the cops are literally like, hey, like, you might want to get off the train tracks because, trains come through here and you might get hit. You're kind of drunk. Let's just, we're not arresting you or anything like that. Just come off the tracks. And Marshall was basically almost instigating, he was escalating the situation. And it was like, dude, like, shut up. So I started off hating Marshall, but once he actually got the powers, he's actually been a lot more tolerable, and I actually prefer him as the Radiant Black over Nathan. Nathan I found was just too boring. Marshall is actually a lot better because he has flaws, but he's still like trying to do good, and I like that struggle. So yeah, I like the direction that they took with them. Anyways, in the middle of this argument with Radiant Red, the Bing shows up and hits Marshall. Marshall starts falling, and everyone else starts falling with them because he's not able to concentrate to keep them levitated. So Pink uses her portals to send everybody somewhere, and she accidentally sends her and Marshall into space. So they're in the middle of space. They have no idea where they're at. As soon as they look around, they see like this space battle going on, and the enemies in the space battle like notice them and start going after them. And he's like, "All right, you got to teleport us." And she freaks out because he's like, "I can't. Like, I have no idea where we're at. I just teleported us somewhere. Like, I don't have the power to be doing this." So he's like, "All right, just focus on the Japanese trees and hills." And he basically uses his power to boost her, to give her like a power boost, and she's able to teleport them, but they're in Russia. And meanwhile, Red and Yellow are somewhere in the woods. So our four characters are separated into two groups. There's more, but I'm not gonna go any further than this because I don't want to spoil anything. All I would say is that this was an awesome issue, and I am liking the direction that this series is going in. I know some people gave me some flack for some of my earlier reviews on this series, but I still stand by my critiques that I had. I felt the first few issues were way too slow, way too much filler. It was boring. It wasn't living up to its potential. Like I was like, come on, this is supposed to be like a Sentai inspired series. Give me some cool Sentai action. And we have like a whole chapter where the main character is dealing with writer's block and he changes the tire, and that's all the action we get. And it's like, that's so boring. Like I'm close to dropping this because that's how bad it was. But starting from the last half of issue 4, especially with the beginning of issue 5, it's really changed direction. Basically, as soon as Nathan went down and Marshall took over his powers, the series like pulled a 180 and just started getting really freaking good. And I'm actually really enjoying it now. Like it's an awesome series from that point on. So anyone who wants to jump into this, I'll say start with issue 4. You just need to see the last half of issue 4. If you don't want to pick up issue 4 for just half of a good comic, start with issue 5. And all you got to know is that Marshall's friend used to be the Radiant, but Red attacked him. Now he's in critical condition. Marshall is the new Radiant Black. That's all you need to know. You can completely ignore the first 3.5 issues. 4 if you really don't want to read that many, but starting from halfway through 4, this series took a turn that I was not expecting, and I'm glad it did because it's really freaking good now. I'm loving the fact, I love where it's going now. Like now we have the other Radiants, we have them like with this loose grouping, or they don't really trust each other, but they're not like antagonistic towards each other. It's more of like, I'm not going to reveal my secret identity to you, even though they're revealing each other's faces at points, but they're not like, like I'm not going to tell you my name because I don't know who you are. But they're reluctantly willing to work together to stop this being who is way more powerful than them and is out to get them. And I like this new direction. It's great. So yeah, check out this series. Check out this issue. What would I rank this from 1 to 10? I would grade this. This issue was an 8. It was really good. Like a lot of it was action, which is awesome. But we also got some character development between all the groups. We got to see a bit more of their personality, especially the Pink Radiants. I like the fact that we're still, like, Marshall's not dropping his beef with Radiant Red, because I've seen series that I did that. Like they just like, all right, like we gotta focus on this bigger thing, so me and you are, you're forgiven. It's like, no, like she put your best friend into a coma that he might never wake up from. Like you should be angry at her, and the fact that he still is good, because now we can see where that goes. Like I'm assuming there's going to be some kind of development between the two where like she saves him or whatever, and things eventually get better. But now, like, you know, the fact that we have that out there, that's something that we can work with. And yeah, the artwork is good, coloring is good, writing is good. The writing, I said it's good. It's a lot better now. There's not really like filler. There's not any stuff where it's like, okay, you can get rid of that, you can take this out, you can condense this a little bit more, you can trim off this fat. Like, the flow is a lot better. So yeah, that's great, because like I said before, like the first few issues were like a lot of filler. Even issue number 4 had a lot of filler, and a lot of my critiques was like, you can condense like 4 pages into like 1 or 2. You can cut out a bunch of stuff. Like, it felt like a first draft that the editor should have stepped in and be like, all right, we can cut this, we can cut this, we can trim this down, we can edit this into one scene. This isn't necessary, expand upon this. It felt like it was just a rough draft, and the editor just let it go right through and didn't bother making any kind of cuts, or edits whatsoever. So it really dragged the story. But this series, this issue, and the previous issues before it have fixed that problem. It's a lot more tighter. We get what we need, and there's no like wasted panels or pages. So I'm very happy where this series is going, and I do recommend it now. I highly recommend it now. It's really great so far, especially if you're a Tokusatsu fan of, like, you know, Power Rangers, Sentai, Kamen Rider, Big Bad Beetleborgs, stuff like that. It reminds me also a bit of Gantz, the manga and anime and TV series based off the manga series. So yeah, check it out. Hope you enjoyed the video. Tell me what you think. If you have any recommendations for comics or manga, let me know. Comics, it can be anything. It can be ongoing. It can even be old. As you guys saw from Wednesday's video, I did a retro review. So I'm totally down for doing like retro reviews if you guys got anything. I'm thinking about doing like a series where basically it's like the first issue, the first appearance of so-and-so, like Red Sonja's first appearance, or I already did Batman's first appearance, but like Spider-Man's first appearance, Lobo's first appearance. So if you guys want to see stuff like that, let me know. If you just want to see me like do a retro review off like an issue that you guys really liked, let me know. Or if it's like an ongoing thing you think I should check out, let me know. Or if you got any manga, like I said, let me know. Anyways, hope you guys enjoyed. Take care, everybody. Hope to see you next time. Later. So what'd you guys think of that video? I hope you guys enjoyed. If you guys haven't already, please subscribe, hit that bell for a notification, leave a like if you enjoyed the video. And if you didn't enjoy the video, thank you for watching it this far, and I hope the next video is more to your liking. Feel free to check out the playlist that you guys see, and I hope to see you guys next time. Later.